Hello to everybody. Again, Vladimir Bulkar and Cowboy Vlad is here, and this time I decided to kind of go a different way because I wanted to break down the whole UFC 246. I'll try to work this from now on for every card if I have time, and my next week will be very, very rocky due to my obligations, and this is the reason why I decided to kick off this in a very, very different way. And let's go according to all. Let's look at the all bouts. And the first one, JJ Aldrich. Well, I haven't watched her for a very, very long time. 125-pound bout against Sabina Mazo. JJ Aldrich is a good fighter, but yeah, the majority of her fights went via decision, but she has very good stamina. And unfortunately, she hasn't had the TKO stoppage for more than 2 or 3 years, I think. I'm not sure, but it's a very, very long time. And I kind of have feeling that this lovely girl, maybe flyweight is her division. She has stamina. She has everything, you know. She has everything she should have, and I bet that she can give us a good match here. On the other side, Sabina Mazo, well, the Colombian queen, she is also a decision phenom, but her last very entertaining win happened against Lindsey Williams via devastating head kick. So yeah, she has good strikes. I can even say strikes from hell, but she kind of likes to trade, but her strikes are not super hard. And this is something that might make this match go to the judges' scorecards or decision. The Colombian queen, she lost to Marina Moroz, a Russian 125-pound phenom, and she earned the win over Shayna Dobson. So her form is kind of fair, you know. I expect a 3-round war here, but who's gonna win? Well, you know, JJ Aldrich is looking for a win much more than Sabina Mazo at the moment, but I don't know. JJ Aldrich is unpredictable. She has great cardio, and Sabina Mazo, I've never seen her guessed. The way every single time I was watching her fights, I haven't seen her, 100% guessed. And this is the reason why I'd give chance for this to go to 3 rounds. I'll hardly say who's gonna win, but I expect 3 rounds. That's what I can say. The next one is Brian Kelleher. Brian Kelleher, well, maybe unknown for many of you, but actually this guy is a vet. Yeah, he has only 6 UFC bouts, and yeah, it's kind of weird that a guy has only 6 UFC bouts and you call him inexperienced, but he is the former Ring of Combat bantamweight champ, and this is for me a strong promotion, and for me it means a lot. And the guy was finishing many opponents, even knocked out. If you watch his Ring of Combat fight against Josh Robinson, he finished that fight via devastating spinning back fist, and he has good submissions, which is very much solid for his weight division, which is 135. But he last scored a very dominant win against Damian Stasiak, a dangerous Polish guy. Renan Barao, it was unanimous decision win, and he was better than Renan, but Renan is not in his prime anymore. And you know that Renan was dropping during the last few bouts, and it can't be compared. He is on a 2-fight losing streak, and that's something that worries me at the moment, because, all right, John Lineker is a punching machine. You all know John Lineker. I mean, every single avid fighter, every single avid fan of this lovely martial art knows John Lineker well. And losing to John Lineker is not a shame at all. He had probably the most powerful punches at that division. But the thing that worries me is because the Montel Jackson submitted him via the arse choke. That's what kind of worries me, because his opponent is not for underestimation. It's Odd Osbourne, the oddity. Many people will say, why are you giving too much significance to this bout? Well, listen, the guy's debut, all right. But let me tell you one thing. His triangle choke is stunning. His arm bar is stunning. And that's something that really, really worries me. Because Kelleher's submission defense is, well, I don't want to criticize the guy, but it's not his most powerful era most powerful part of fighting, if you understand me. And the guy who scored 3 submissions out of last 4, if Odd Osbourne takes him down, this will be a very, very, very big trouble for Brian Kelleher, and I highly doubt he won't take him down. That's something that worries me, because I think he will take him down, and that's the reason why I'm giving advantage to Odd Osbourne. If the fight, of course, goes to fruition, we never know. I mean, we got 5-6 days until that, and you know that last minute changes are possible and so on. But Dana White was on the verge of shutting down that flyweight division. I think it would have been a big mistake, one of the biggest mistakes he could have made, because Askar Askarov, man, is on a 10-0 winning streak, man. And I mean, his nickname is Bullet. Yeah, lightning fast guy, man. He's super fast. He is all right. It was a draw against Brandon Moreno, all right. But have you watched his ACB bouts? The man is super fast. Plus, he has devastating submissions, brutal submissions. I mean, versus Anthony Leone, I remember that. How was it? Was it? It was a twister. Yeah, it was a twister. It was a dangerous twister, and that's something. That's the moment when I started remembering, when this guy started coming to my brain. And Kirill Medvedovsky, the Israeli guy, rare naked choke. So yeah, and this guy is very, very fast. On the other side, about Tim Elliott, well, he has good experience. Yeah, he has very, very good experience. The guy even fought against Demetrius Johnson. So yeah, a dangerous fighter, dangerous opponent. But the thing that worries me, yeah, he's the former Titan FC flyweight champion who defeated Pedro Nobre, Felipe Frein, and Hilar Santos. Yeah, the same Pedro Nobre, Jose Shorty Torres defeated, who am I gonna probably interview soon, in negotiations. But I think I will interview him next week, but we'll see. And the thing that kind of worries me with Elliott is that he has 2-2. He had ups and downs. He lost to Ben Nguyen and Davison Figueiredo. Both were submission losses. Askar Askarov has, I don't want to say good submission game. He has devastating submission game, and that's something that honestly worries me, because that's the only reason why I'd give slight advantage to Askar Askarov. But I mean, you never know. But I think Askar Askarov is in a better shape at the moment. Now we got Justin Ledet and Alex Achamur. Justin Ledet, he lost his last 2 bouts against Alexander Rakic and Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker via that spinning back fist and the soccer kick that was missed, but Johnny Walker could have easily lost that match, unfortunately, riding this guy on a 2-fight losing streak, and before that, he was only winning. Yeah, Chase Sherman, Mark, I think Godbeer, Zhu Anyanwu, or however you call him, but these were not ranked opponents. And does he have experience against ranked opponents? I highly doubt so. But there is one thing that intrigues me here. Now let me explain. Alex Achamur, he won on Dana White's Contender Series via flying in punches. I kind of watched that match, and the guy is finishing everybody. He is a devastating finisher. Justin Ledet, well, I don't want to criticize the guy, but armbar, rare naked choke, submissions, TKOs on the ground. Chamur is not easy to take down. And Justin Ledet might have a hard time here because of that. When I watched Chamur's bouts, he was a guy who defended takedown well. And the guy who defends takedowns well might really give some guy a really hard time. And that's the thing that kind of worries me a lot, because I think Chamur will not let him take him down so easily. And that's the reason why I even believe that Bosnian guy has bigger chances of winning. So it's not regional, I'm Bulgarian, but I'm not doing this because the guy comes from Balkan, from Sarajevo. No, I'm just giving an honest, I'm just giving an honest thoughts on this bout. And I honestly think the guy is at a better shape and at a better streak at the moment. Justin Ledet doesn't have good takedowns. Chamur has pretty much solid takedown defense, and this is the reason why I give advantage to a Bosnian guy. The next fight, well, 145, Grand Dawson versus Chess Kelly, however you call him. Well, about Chess Kelly, yeah, the guy comes from a wrestling background, and looking back at his score, I just don't know why the guy hasn't reached far on the UFC ladder, because he was defeating some really, really strong guys. I mean, Jim Allers is a strong name. Chris Grutzemacher is a strong name. All right, lost to Jason Knight, Darren Elkins. Yeah, Mirsad Bektic also. Yeah, Mirsad Bektic, the best Bosnian guy who has ever stepped inside the octagon. But these were strong opponents. On the other side, Grant Dawson, well, the guy has a long history. So you can say this is a clash of veterans, despite he has only 2 UFC bouts, which he won. Both one via decision unanimous and one via rear naked choke, the one against Michael Trizano. But he finishes people. He finishes on the ground. The thing that worries me, Chess Kelly, I'm unsure about his ground game, and that's something that kind of worries me. He has good submissions, but I'm unsure whether he can transition well when he has a guy on top. That's the thing that actually worries me about him. And I'm honestly thinking that this match could easily go to 3 rounds. Very, very, very much easily could go to 3 rounds. And I honestly believe this will be a real war, but Grant Dawson, I don't know who to give advantage here. And all right, I'm not interested in potatoes at the moment. I'm breaking down this fight. All right, and the next one is Drew Dober and Nasrat Haqparast. This is the fight I was living for, ladies and gentlemen, because many guys don't know Nasrat Haqparast, and let me now break it down. Drew Dober, he is a super entertaining guy, a real veteran of this sport. 21-9, 1-0 contest. But Drew Dober, well, every single time I was watching him, I was like, whoa, man. It's some controversy. Something is happening. Something is interesting. Something is great. Against Leandro Silva, guillotine choke win, but it was overturned because it was a referee's mistake. And of course, you know who was the ref. I mean, do I even have to talk about that? And Drew Dober, whenever he fights, it's interesting. He goes for the finish. He takes you down. He wants to brawl. He wants to fight. He has that heart made of iron. And he has a chin made of iron too. This Omaha, Nebraska-born guy, he entertains me so much. Even when he faced former WC lightweight champion Jamie Werner, UFC and Fox dos Santos versus Miocic, it was his biggest victory to date via that rare naked choke. So I can call Nasrat Haqparast one of the most complete fighters ever. And I can also call Drew Dober one of the most complete fighters ever. So, the guy from Hamburg, Germany, well, Nasrat Haqparast is, how to say, yes, he is a kickboxer, but he knows to fight on the ground. I mean, guys probably believe that he has no ground skills, which is all right. I mean, I understand you, because he doesn't have a submission win or ever. But what makes Nasrat Haqparast so complete fighter? Now, let me clarify. Nasrat Haqparast has one very, very good feature, and this is the ability to stop takedowns. This is the ability to defend. This is the ability not to let fighter get close so easily. Let me clarify that. The last bout when Nasrat Haqparast was fighting, Joaquim Silva, he was trying to get close, and Nasrat Haqparast was constantly bang, 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 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Drew Dober, well, his stance could make a problem, because Drew Dober, maybe he is not a technical guy. All right, maybe Drew Dober is not a technical guy. But I believe this is going to be a war for 2 reasons. First of all, Nasrat Haqparast is not a guy who is easy to take down. Nasrat Haqparast is the guy who will brawl until the last dying breath. And you know that. He is not a guy who waits. He brawls. He wants that victory. He'll go for it at all costs. On the other side, Drew Dober, I expect Drew Dober will go into how do I say, into a bit technical approach against Nasrat. He will not go immediately. He will not fight immediately. He will go on a tactical war. Nasrat mostly breaks his opponents in round 1 or 2. It rarely goes to decision or scorecards. And against Thibaut Guti and Mark Diakiese, I think he was unable to crush them because these two guys are really, really strong. I mean, Mark Diakiese, you just take a look at his physics. I mean, do I have to tell you anything else? If you just take a look at his physics, this guy is really, really strong guy. Really strong dude. And this dude, even watching him tells you that he is a strong guy. And that's something I really and honestly enjoy. So this is going to be a war. I slightly lean towards Nasrat Haqparast, but very, very slightly. But Drew Dober will give us an entertaining match. I love watching him for many reasons, of course. And now let's go Andre Fili versus Sodiq Yusuf. Andre Fili, he had rich history. He fought for RF Featherweight Championship, which he lost, but the majority of his wins came via stoppage, TKO, KO, and many, many other good blows. He has good punches. He even has good kicks, and especially that head kick. He can land that head kick with style. And I like this Team Alpha Male guy because he's not a boring guy to watch, if you understand me. I mean, against Miles Jury, let me explain. All right, the two battled for 3 rounds. But he showed a lot of heart in that match, and shame on Moraes. Yeah, Andre Fili KO'd him in the first round, but he will give us a great fight. Against Jair Rodriguez, you know what is funny about Andre Fili, what is kind of weird about Andre Fili? It's the fact that he doesn't, he doesn't defend taekwondo strikes well. Let me explain. Against Yair Rodriguez, you all know that Yair Rodriguez is a taekwondo black belt, and you all know that Yair Rodriguez has some unorthodox strikes, and Yair Rodriguez knocked him out at UFC 197, I think. It was a jumping roundhouse kick. It was a taekwondo counter. The same thing that happened in the match between Valentina Shevchenko and Jessica Ai. And Andre Fili is kind of weak to those kind of strikes. On the other side, we got Sodiq Yusuf. Many guys undermine Sodiq Yusuf. I don't know why, but guys undermine him. And I think this is wrong because he defeated Mike Davis at that Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series, defeated Suman Mokhtarian, who is, Suman Mokhtarian is a tough dude. I believe he's a very, very tough dude, a strong fighter, a strong guy. And the guy who really doesn't let you get out that easily when he takes you down or when he attacks. He wants to brawl. He wants to take you down. He wants to pound you out. That's Suman Mokhtarian. And Shayman Moraes, Gabriel Benitez, these were big wins, especially the one against Gabriel Benitez, which was ended in the first round. So I believe this guy has a very, very strong wish to defeat his opponent, and I really believe that he's gonna do everything he can to stop this fight and to make it last for a very, very long time. I am pretty much sure that this will be a very, very strong war, but I give slight advantage to Sodiq Yusuf because he is on a winning streak and he knows to brawl. He has good legs, and he has good legs. Why would I even support Serbia when you see this head? Just explain me that. Why would I do that? I don't care. I'm MMA guy. And if you want to ask me something about Blago Ivanov or other Bulgarian guy, go ask me. But about other sports, you are following them. And now, the next fight. Macy Barber versus Roxanne Modafferi, man. Macy Barber is a wunderkind. Yeah, I call her a wunderkind. She is only 21 years old. And she's a super talent from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, on a great winning streak of 8 wins. No losses. Every single fight was ended. Only one decision win at Legacy Fighting Alliance, but she is finishing everybody at UFC. Hannah Cifers, TKO. JJ Aldrich, TKO. Jillian Robertson, TKO. All right. This was a controversial call, but when Macy Barber pressed her against the fence, she was battering, and the ref stepped in. Yeah, I mean, against Canadian girl, maybe he shouldn't have done that, but Macy Barber was battering her hard, but this is the greatest exam of her career. Roxanne Modafferi, one of the most experienced girls who have ever stepped inside the octagon. Whoa, this girl fought for the inaugural UFC Women's Flyweight Championship, for Invicta FC Flyweight Championship, and for the Strike Force Championship. Kay Grace, she earned that tournament, defended the FFF Lightweight Championship. Well, she changed so many promotions, and I've got to say, she was reaching very, very far. And yeah, she was reaching very, very far. And I expect Conor is the greatest of all time. Yeah, I agree with you. Of course, I will talk about Conor at the end. Yeah, I agree. The former two-division champ, yes, the richest guy who has ever stepped inside the octagon, yeah. All right. About this comment, I will not comment the comment above because you know why. And now Roxanne Modafferi. I love Roxanne Modafferi for numerous reasons. The first reason is the fact that she's smart. She fights wisely. All right. She is not at a good streak at the moment. Yeah, she had ups and downs. 2 wins, 3 losses, but Nico Montano is a dangerous girl. Ciara Eubanks, Jennifer Maia, she was losing via decision. But Roxanne Modafferi has a wise way to fight in the match. Jennifer Maia defeated her both times, but via decision. You know, she rarely loses via stoppage, but she is not finishing everybody on her way. And I generally like to see her because you know one thing. I don't want to insult anybody. Don't take it offensively. I don't want to say anything against her, but she looks like a nerd. But she is one of the most devastating fighters ever seen. Yeah, I love her because of that. CM Punk is not competing at all. He had only 2 bouts. So CM Punk can only kick someone who doesn't train. All right, now let's get back to Roxanne Modafferi. Roxanne Modafferi actually, she had good matches earlier, but since she joined the UFC, you know what worries me? Since she joined UFC, maybe the referees are not pretty much towards her. I don't know why. Maybe she's not leaving a good impression on them. I don't know. You know what's the problem? I don't know the rules about MMA that much. That is the problem. And here with Roxanne, she can go either way. I expect a decision one. But I don't think Macy Barber is going to finish her. I think she's on a good streak, but I don't think Roxanne is I don't think Roxanne is a girl that can easily be finished. And that's something I like to say. Roxanne, if loses, she will lose via unanimous decision. If she wins, I doubt she can turn the lights out on Macy Barber. 3-round war. If I have to choose Macy Barber, now I've gave predictions on the main card, but I'll of course go one more time through this because I really, really love this sport and this is the best sport in the world. And now let's go analyze it. Diego Ferreira versus Anthony Showtime Pettis, man. Anthony Showtime Pettis, he was one of my favorite guys. He still is one of my favorite guys with that nasty, strong kicks, strong blows, and the most entertaining guy in the history of this sport. Since that Superman hook knockout over, what was his name? Stephen Thompson. Yeah, Stephen Thompson. Since that Superman hook knockout against Stephen Thompson, I even started loving this guy even more. And Anthony Showtime Pettis knows to give you a good performance. Anthony Showtime Pettis has worked a lot on his guard, and he has how to say, he has modified his fighting style, because Anthony Showtime was like this. Now he's this. We call it Russian guard. I don't know how do you call it in the USA. We call it Russian guard, which is kind of weird for Taekwondo guy, for a strong dude. Carlos Diego Ferreira, he has very, very good background at BJJ. We all know that. I discussed that. Pettis also has BJJ black belt, but what's the point? Pettis is a super hard guy to submit. That's the point. Pettis is a guy very, very hard to submit. I watched him against Jorge Masvidal in that grappling bout, and Jorge was on the verge of finish him many times. And no, I haven't heard of that sport. Pettis was on the verge of finish him. Jorge was on the verge of finishing Pettis too, but it ended in a draw. Pettis defends submissions well, but Anthony Showtime Pettis has one problem on the ground, and this is his loophole. I don't think Diego Ferreira is going to use it, but you never know, because Diego Ferreira is a wise fighter. He is a very, very wise fighter. On the other side, he doesn't. Anthony Showtime Pettis has a problem with defending his body. You know, he was TKO'd versus Max Holloway via body kick. Yeah, a body kick, and Dustin Poirier submitted him via body triangle. Anthony Showtime Pettis maybe isn't the toughest cookie for Carlos Diego Ferreira, but maybe isn't, just maybe isn't, if the fight goes to the ground. But if the fight goes stand-up, Carlos Diego Ferreira can only hope he will take Pettis down, because unless some miracle happens, Pettis is not going to win that match via submission. It has to be a miracle, a real miracle. He can win via outstriking. Carlos Diego Ferreira could submit him. He has very, very strong, especially arm bars, rear naked chokes. Yeah, he had good submission game. He still has it. Brazilian guys are very, very tough when it comes to submissions. But I honestly hope Pettis is going to bounce back with that win. Claudia Gadelha versus Alexa Grasso. Man, Claudia Gadelha, she was one of my favorite female fighters, especially during her rivalry against Joanna Jędrzejczyk. You remember that when the two argued that she said that Joanna's boyfriend is not doing her job, his job properly. You probably remember when Joanna Jędrzejczyk was provoking her and she said, "Oh, your boy is not doing his job." She was constantly attacking Gadelha, and Gadelha, she is not a trash girl. She is just, I mind my own business. And that's the reason why I have so much respect towards Claudia Gadelha, one of my really, really favorite girls, BJJ black belt. But yeah, former UFC strawweight championship. I mentioned that fight. She lost to Joanna Jędrzejczyk, but there is one problem. Her last TKO win happened against Ayaka Hamasaki. She mostly wins via decision, and her early fights were won via armbar, but doing armbar versus an opponent like Alexa Grasso, it can be a really, really tough mission, even mission impossible. The fact that worries me, yeah, she defeated Karolina Kowalkiewicz via rear naked choke. I forgot about that. But the fact that worries me is because Dana White, he's kind of weird guy, you know. Dana White sacks people because of a boring fights. You know what happened to Elias Theodorou because of his decision bouts and so on. And that's the thing that worries me. Claudia has to win now, because if she doesn't win, Dana White could find an excuse to sack her, and I'm really not a fan of this. Claudia has 3-2 score. Yeah, her opponent is Alexa Grasso. Alexa Grasso is, yeah, she comes from boxing, but she has good submission defense, and this is something that honestly worries me. This match could very, very easily go to judges' decision or scorecards. Yeah, I expect 3-round war. I hope Claudia Gadelha is going to win, but Alexa Grasso, she has She has very good stamina. The fact that she comes from Mexico can trick many people, because people believe that Mexican guys are weak with stamina. I've seen it many times, unfortunately. But Yair Rodriguez is a tough dude when it comes to stamina. Also this how is this guy's name? Forgot it. Jose Quinones. He has good stamina too, and many people are not thinking good of Alexa Grasso's stamina, but I know her stamina is good, and she can make a really big problem to Gadel, and the bout could go to 3 rounds. Now let's break the last 3. Maurice Green, Alexei Oleinik. Maurice Green. He was around spot 15 many times, and the crotchet boss, yeah, strong dude. Got to say, strong dude, heavyweight. Versus Alexei Oleinik, this is the clash of, how you say it, this is the clash of experience and the clash of strength, of strong dude. The former DP heavyweight champion. The guy who fought for LFA heavyweight title, but the fact that worries me about Maurice Green after Sergey Pavlovich loss is that I've seen him eating very serious blows. I didn't know Sergey Pavlovich has so strong strikes, because Alistair Overeem really and honestly kicked his ass in that fight. And that's why I really want to think of that, because Maurice Green finished many guys. I mean, Jeff Hughes, Junior Albini, these were strong names, but Sergey Pavlovich is not a ranked opponent. Yeah, at the Ultimate Fighters Heavy Hitters finale, he defeated Michel Batista. Yeah, was a strong dude, was a powerful dude, but meeting Alexei Oleinik is a different dimension. Alexei Oleinik, the Black Constrictor, he is international master of Sambo, Jiu-Jitsu, black belt in BJJ under Ricardo Liborio. It worries me a lot, because I doubt Maurice Green has good submission defense. It really worries me, and this is the reason why I give advantage to Alexei Oleinik. But Alexei Oleinik, anything can happen, because he lost the last 2 bouts, and Alistair Overeem, knees and punches, he TKO'd him. Walt Harris knocked him out after only 12 seconds. And he has 71 fights. He is 40 plus years old. Maybe, but just maybe that's the end. Maybe that's the end of his career. Maybe not. You never know. But Alexei Oleinik, if he wins, he can continue his UFC voyage. But if he loses, I'm pretty much sure that Dana is going to cut him off from the weight class. Holly Holm versus Raquel Pennington. I already said in the breakdown that I give advantage to Holly Holm, despite Raquel Pennington defeated her via that split decision. Yeah, one of the fans can't remember his name. Please don't get angry because of this. I really don't remember the name, but you said that you agree with me about everything unless Holly Holm versus Raquel Pennington. Raquel Pennington is a tough cookie. Holly Holm is tough too. Raquel Pennington is muscular. She can go forward. She can even parry Holm's strength. And I am pretty much sure this could go to 3 rounds. And I also believe that Raquel Pennington can parry her. But Holly's high kick is a good weapon. Left high kick. Unfortunately, in the last bout against Amanda Nunes, I've noticed one minor problem for Holly. She was like this, a boxing guard, but she does this too much. I'm not sure whether Raquel Pennington has a strong right high kick, but Holly Holm is generally vulnerable to that strike. When she parries overhand, she does this or this, she evades. But with the high kick, you can't evade that way. You simply can't, because it goes here. Maybe if Raquel Pennington saw what Amanda Nunes did, maybe if she worked on her right high kick, maybe she has a chance to turn the lights out, but I expect it will go to judges' scorecards or decision, because Holly Holm fights differently now. Holly Holm maybe not on the greatest streak of her career. She had ups and downs. She dethroned Ronda Rousey and became a sensation overnight, a former boxer. And she's not a taekwondo girl, but she has so many head kick knockouts. What I like about Raquel Pennington, this is Bulgarian t-shirt. About Raquel Pennington is the fact that she defends high kicks well, and she does this a lot. So yeah, a tough girl. I mean, Holly Holm is a southpaw. I'm a southpaw too. This is the reason why I'm giving her advantage. But there is one more thing that kind of worries me for Holly. Holly kind of not protecting her body well, and that's also something that worries me. If Pennington starts changing levels, Pennington can also take her down. Everybody says that she can take her down. And now, to mention all the eyes, however, I don't know to spell your name. Yes, Conor McGregor versus Donald the Cowboy Cerrone. Yeah, you said well. Conor is the greatest of all time. Yeah, I agree with you because looking back at all the parameters, the former two-division champion, the guy with the biggest earning in the history of UFC. All right, he boxed Mayweather, but he is in Khabib's fight, earned a lot of money. And yeah, for promotion, Conor McGregor is the greatest of all time. Yeah, he brings a lot of money. He is doing a lot of intriguing stuff. And yeah, Conor is kind of guy why you really love this sport so much. A legendary epic trash talker and so on. But versus Donald the Cowboy Cerrone, there were some beef history. There were some minor threats and so on, but that's nothing compared to his history with Khabib. And Donald Cerrone even said earlier at one occasion that he's gonna sit and drink whiskey with Conor McGregor. So I don't think there's so much bad blood between the two. But Conor McGregor, he last fought against Khabib Nurmagomedov, and you know how it ended. It ended in that shameful brawl, and both teams took part in an incident. Conor even received disciplinary sanctions, just like Khabib. But Conor was provoking him all the time. I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy who likes to throw Conor that much, but I don't like his behavior in the ring. He's a good fighter. He was on the verge of staying the champ, but when, like Kendall Berryman said, rise and downfall of Conor McGregor. Yeah, from 2010 to 2020. Yeah, this was the biggest happening in the history of UFC, and yeah, I don't think there will be ever another Conor McGregor. I'm a southpaw like him, and I really like his fighting style. But Conor has changed a lot his fighting style compared to his first bouts. He's not using that taekwondo kicks that much. He more goes on his magical left hand. Donald the Cowboy Cerrone. Well, Donald the Cowboy Cerrone is actually the guy. He has, I think, 7 or 8. He has a lot of head kick knockouts. Can't remember the name right now at the moment, but he has, I think, 7 or 8 head kick knockouts. He has both good left high kick, right high kick. Yeah, he head kicked Alexander Hernandez last. Unfortunately, his last 2 matches didn't last for long because he was unable to continue against Tony Ferguson. You know what happened? His eye was closed. Tony is the machine. Justin Gaethje knocked him out. Yeah, Justin Gaethje knocked him out, and yeah, got to say, he is looking for a way to bounce back. Conor McGregor, this is, Conor was a beast at 145. Conor was a beast at 155. At 170, yeah, one of guys that I interviewed, one of biggest fans, Justin J, 962. He said that he dropped Nate. Yeah, I know he dropped Nate, and yeah, you were right about that. But you know what's the problem? Conor. 170 is not his division. That's the problem number one. Yeah, he got some muscles. I was watching his photos, and yeah, he looks different. But the problem is, I don't understand Japanese or Chinese or whatever language this is. Sorry. Ask Keina Watanabe to translate. Yeah, and the fact is that I don't know whether Conor can keep up Cerrone's pace. This is the thing that worries me about Conor McGregor. Conor goes in the first 2 rounds for all or nothing. His cardio is, unfortunately, not good. Cerrone, I don't know, because when he fought Aliaquinta, let me look back at that match. Aliaquinta survived one of the worst batterings in the history of UFC, and he is a super tough dude. Then Hooker knocked Aliaquinta out, I don't know how, but he knocked him out. And Cerrone didn't retreat in that match. His cardio was stable, if you understand me. So the problem could happen if the bout goes to 4th or 5th round, maybe even in the 3rd for Conor McGregor. But in the first 2 rounds, there is one problem with Cerrone. Now I'll break it down. Yeah, Cerrone goes for a left knee, for a right punch, and so on. Conor knows to defend head kicks well because of his taekwondo background, and whenever somebody tried, Conor raises guard. It's a reflex reaction for him, and he does this. Conor defends head kicks well, which means Cowboy will have to go for low kicks, he will have to go for straight punches, he will have to go for elbows. Straight punches against Conor McGregor, well, I would never be in your shoes, Cowboy, because straight punches are the most effective way to get knocked out by Conor McGregor. But if Cowboy survives the first 2 rounds, he has big chances to win. But if Conor knocks him out in the first 2 rounds, Conor is going to win, which is kind of normal. Now let's analyze ground game. Cowboy has BJJ black belt, and he has good BJJ credentials. I remember his fight against Mike Perry when he finished him via armbar, and Alex Oliveira, he submitted him via triangle choke, and it was a Brazilian guy. And Donald Cerrone is one of the most experienced guys in the history of this sport. He has over 30 bouts at UFC, even done on submission win. Also Edson Barboza, when he finished Edson Barboza, I was kind of, I didn't like that because Edson is one of the guys I really, really like. I really, really appreciate, but Cowboy has some good skills. The other side, Conor was choked out by Khabib, by Nate. Donald has good ground game. I mean, good rear naked choke. I don't think Conor should even try to go to the ground with him. Cerrone will shoot in. I know him. He shot in many times against, how is this guy's name? Yeah, Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards was a better striker than Cerrone, but his takedowns were stuffed on many occasions. If Conor sprawls well, Conor will probably win this fight, and if he keeps his gas tank steady. But I don't know, can Conor do this? Because against Khabib, Conor looked like a broken man in round 4. Conor was good in the 3rd round, but when he tried to batter Khabib, to destroy him, and to how do you say, when he tried to kick his ass, unfortunately it didn't pay out. It didn't go well for him because Khabib's cardio was stable, and Conor really looked like a broken man in round 4, which is the reason why I honestly think that Conor has to go for a knockout in the first 2 rounds. Has to go for that knockout by any means at all costs, because championship rounds are not for him. His best cardio was against Eddie the Underground King Alvarez, but Conor was in the shape back then. It was good old Conor who trained every single day, who was not dedicated to Twitter, who was not dedicated to some unnecessary stuff in his life. He was the victim of many controversies, and I don't know how it affected his life. Conor lives under the microscope. Cowboy doesn't live under the microscope, and we'll see what's going to happen. But in this fight, I give slightly more chances to Cerrone, but only because this is not Conor's division, and we're going to see how is it going to go. I'm pretty much sure that this is going to be one of the most entertaining fight cards. And if there is at Fight Channel, I will comment main card. If there isn't, I will follow it. I'm pretty much sure we will all enjoy it. Now when I'm working all alone with this Bulgarian flag and Bulgarian t-shirt, t-shirt and Bulgarian hat, I'm pretty much sure this will go well. This will develop well, and this will be one of the best cards. After this card, sorry for filming so early, but my next week is very, very rocky. I've got a lot of obligations. When this ends, I'll live stream both next Bellator event and next UFC event. I will cover all of them. I will try to be as precise as possible. I don't know much about Bellator undercards, but I know about main cards. This is what I follow. I want to become all-rounder in MMA. I want to follow everything in MMA because MMA is really the life for me. Life makes no sense without this wonderful sport. And let me tell you one more thing. Let's rock on Saturday and let's see who's gonna win. Let's enjoy this lovely event. I probably won't live stream until the next event because, as I have already said, my week is rocky. Thank you all for watching me, and hear you all next time. I'll probably go for some interviews, for some other videos. I will probably go. I'm trying to interview Jose Shorty Torres and some other guys, but I'm not going to tell the names until the interview happens because these are people. As Rampage Jackson said once when he was when Ariel Helvani irritated him, we are all people. Maybe something happens to him, maybe he has obligations, maybe his training schedule is moved or so on, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Can't wait for that. It will be a great fight card. Thank you all for watching. Hear you all next time.